So hello, how is that FIFA Power BI report going? For me, I am still building it actually. So we are on part 4, and there are a few parts left before we have a ready Power BI report. But I'll tell you more about it in a second, what we're going to do in this part 4. Stay tuned. Okay, so are you building this Power BI report? I hope you are. Otherwise, download mine. Doesn't matter. So the important thing is that we actually have a good report that we can follow the FIFA, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to continue working on the matches, because there's one thing that is missing on the report that you have, and it's this one. I don't know if you can see it. I will post a picture here so you can see it. But it's basically the knockout phase. So when all the groups have played and we have a winner for each group, then it will be the semi-final, the final, the playoffs, or whatever it's called in football. I should know. So we're going to get this information in Power BI, and we're going to do a better visualization than this one. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible visualization. When I was looking at the screen, I could only see seriously half of it, and I couldn't understand anything. I was scrolling up and down like, what, how am I supposed to read this? And you might say, oh, Jesus, it's very, very clear. And it might be for you. For me, it was absolutely not. And one of the things I would have done right out the bat is just, this is also a bad way to visualize this, but Jesus is so much better, because now you can see that this is the first, the groups. This is the groups. This is the when the groups have played, and then you start to narrowing down. And here in the middle is the final. You cannot put this like that. It makes absolutely no sense. And this is not very good either. I'm going to show you the way I would do it, and we're going to do it, of course, in Power BI. But this is ridiculous. And then we'll see how long the video gets. I might do a separate video for it. We're going to actually build the structure, so when we start refreshing the report, when FIFA starts and the matches starts going and we start getting scores, these things will populate with the countries. So you will be able to follow in Power BI, and you don't need to do anything manual. That's the game plan for today. But first of all, let's get this information in Power BI, visualize it in the right way, and let's see if I do the rest on another video. Depends on how long the video will be. Let's start. Okay, so this is the information that we want to get into Power BI, and this is the representation that I showed you that I think is absolutely horrible. Now that it's zoomed in, it's easier to read, but this is how it would look. It's impossible to read. Anyhow, let's focus. So what I've done is just copy these and pasted it into Excel. And then, as you can see, the images follow, so we don't want that. I just copy those and copy as text. So I have this text in Excel. It was not possible to scrape it directly using the new functionality, and because this is a throwaway Power BI file, I don't want to spend too much time digging into the HTML code. Information is not going to change through the World Cup, so it is absolutely okay to have it in Excel. So I'm going to import the data from sheet 4 in Excel. Let's go and do that. So we go here, new source, Excel. We go here, we pick the book. Remember, sheet 4, that's the one that we want. And we get it in here. Now, if we go back here, we have the same situation that we had before when we imported the group phases. We have a header, and then we have tables within tables. Now, the difference between before and after is that this information was available here. Now it is not. So we need to find a way to put this into every single place in there. And this is exactly what we're going to do. And we need to structure this data in a way that makes sense to analyze it. So let's do that. So the first thing we're going to do is remove these and again, the times are imported incorrectly in Power BI, so that we need. So why not remove them? I don't know if there's any more. I don't think there is. We will see if I've missed any anyhow. So, gorgeous. And now we need to, you know, put this round 6. It disappeared. Oh, we don't want to promote headers. Change type. Oh, the name of the column. Oh, how annoying. Okay, let's do it again. So, don't want nulls either. So now we have the information in here. So how do we get this round 16 in there? And hey, there are a lot of ways to do things. So there are a lot of, we say in Spain, there are a lot of roads to Rome. So let's pick one, right? So the approach is similar to what I did with the matches. What we will add is an index column first. I wanted to start by 1. We want to mark with this, which is the first one basically of each group is. So we're going to do a conditional column that says if index equals contains. Well, I have to pick the right column first. If column 1 contains local time, then the output will be column 1, otherwise empty. So now we have marked where the tables start, and then when we have this title, you know, it will be 1 row too much. So this is what we're going to do. We do a custom column, and we're going to do exactly the same trick that we did before. You know, where we actually grab the first item on the group, but this time we're going to add a condition. We're going to say if the text length of the one above is longer than 3, then add the name of column 1, otherwise null. So take a look at what this does. You see? So it says, okay, find local time, and if the one above has more than 3 letters, then it's probably a header, so give me the header. And it grabs all the headers. So cool, isn't it? Now I'm going to do some strange things. The first thing I'm going to do is duplicate this column. I'm going to fill down this one. Fill down. And this is because now I want to have round 16 where this local time is. Okay, so we're going to do a custom column. And there are, I'm sure, like 1,000 better ways to do this. If you do it, let me know and I'll show it. Just because I do it this way doesn't mean that it's the only way or the best way for that matter. So, okay, so let's add a conditional column where it says if custom does not equal, so if it's not empty, then give us column custom 1, this one, otherwise nothing. So now we have for each group which playoffs will be, right? And what we want to do now is to actually filter out the headings. We don't have them anymore, and now we don't need this or this, remove. So now we have the playoffs on each group, or the headings on each group. And now that we have that, it's easy. We've done this before. We go to fill down. We go to group by all rows. And now we get these tables again. So we get column 1, we get index, we get custom, and we get custom 2. Now we're going to select the columns that we want. We just want column 1 and column dot 2. So we go to custom column and we select those. So we are creating a new table that has only those 2. And now I'm going to unpivot this thing. And to unpivot that, we go again at a custom column. And it says, take whatever is inside column custom 1 and unpivot it. So here is both columns, and give it, one for attribute and one for value. Let's go and take a look. And now we have unpivot the thing. And as you can see, round of 16 is in there. So now we know which playoff that game is. Oh. Now we just want the column that is called value. So let's select that, which is in there. And now we have everything in separate tables. It's gorgeous. And the last thing we need to do is the same as we did before. Transpose the thing. And voila. Look, we have our table. So remove the columns. There you go. How good is that? Okay, and now we need to do the normal cleaning. Let's do split column by delimiter, custom, space, space. Perfect. So this is our date and this is our time. We need to split that too by number of characters. That would be fine. And not... I wish I would remove this, POWERBI, Power Query. Sometimes it does a little bit too much. Okay, so now we have the time, the local time, blah, blah, blah. And now we need to transform these local time, because this is Swedish time again, and we need to do this for UTC. So we add a column, custom column, and we say these minus duration 0 days, 2 hours. That will convert it to UTC time, and then I want to take it back to, add the parameter. If you don't know what I'm doing here, check the video I did on Thursday, part 3, and then you will understand. 0 UTC diff 0 0. And then it will give me the time, and this is my UTC time is 2. Perfect. Okay, so this is knockout phase. There you go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now let's rename these columns. This is date. This is time. No, this actually we don't need, to be honest. Let's go up. And then we go down. Obviously. I mean, it's trying to change the name to a column that does not exist anymore, so it's complaining. I got to. This is time zone. This is the phase, knockout phase. This is the stadium. This is the city where it will be played. This is team A, and this is team B. And then here we have the time. And that's great. Okay, now more things. What we want to do is we want to put this into a hierarchy, and this visual I'm going to use is actually being showcased in the new release of Power BI desktop. I've actually used it before, so it's been there for a while. I don't know why they put it in there. But either way, we're going to use that visualization, and there is a hierarchy visualization, okay? So let me show you. So this is the example they show you when you are, when you download the visual, you can actually have an example if you want. I don't know if all visuals has, but this one has it. And what you need for this is, of course, you need a parent ID and a child ID, okay? And then it works with an image URL, is the image that you see here. And you can have a link to a specific page, and then you could have colors, I guess it's the colors for these things. Don't know. Anyhow, this is how it looks. So what we need in our report is to have a parent and child ID. So we need to build a structure for this. And to do that, we need to categorize our matches, and we need to unpivot this. Let me show you. Okay, first of all, let's do a custom column match, because now is the time to do that. We have team A, and we concatenate it to, this is just for visualization purpose, so it just looks better. So now we have the same that we had up here, the matches. And we need to unpivot this. So we need a table where it says, this is team 1A, 1B, 1C, the same we did on matches. We need to do exactly the same. And for that, we are going to create an index again, so we can track the matches. Now, I don't know if these two tables will be joined depending on what type of visualizations we do. And for that reason, I want to have a different match ID than the ones that we have. It's just the same thing to do. So the match ID, the last one on here, is 47. Let me see if I find it here. So the last one is 47. It's 48. So we are going to start with 49 in here. So the index, I don't want to start at 0. I want to start at 49. And what we're going to do is, I want to keep the same as we did on the other one. Let's duplicate this. Let's duplicate that one. And now let's unpivot those two. Unpivot columns. Yay! And now this is team. And this we don't need. Remove. Good. Okay, so this team is basically our parent ID. So this is the highest level. And now we need to know how these things are related. So if we go here again to this diagram, just so you see what I'm going to do, this is one match, and this is another one, and the winners of these will play this, and the winners of these play this, and this is the final. So this one, this match has match ID 40. Let me see. Okay, so if we look here into our table, one match 1C and 2D is 49, and 1A and 2B is match ID 50. So this means that this is 49 and this is 50. If you continue looking at the table, you will be able to put this diagram together. This is 51, 52, 58, this is 61, this is 64, and so on and so forth. And now that we know this, so we know that 50 and 49 is the parent, the child is 57. 51 and 52 is the parent, 58 is the child. So we're going to build this table in Power BI. Let's do that. So this video is getting a bit long. Just let me do that. Let me copy the code. So this is child ID. And then we have if matches 49 or 50, then 57, 40, 54 or 53, 58, and so on and so forth. I'll show you the diagram in the picture. Okay. So now we have a parent, we have a child, we have the matches, we have everything we need. Almost. Because if you remember that visual requires an image. So I'm going to copy his image and then we will create a nicer one when it's time. Before I do that, let me put this in the right date type, text, time is time, and add column, custom column. Let's put the same image for now. Just, wait, let's go. Okay. And this is image. Bad column name, but we will fix that later. Home, close and apply. Let's build this thing. So we have, first thing we need to do is this image. Let's pick it up from here. Image, it has to be image URL. So it shows the image. Put it like that. And this should be on image. Then the parent is match ID. The parent is match ID. The child is child ID. The other way around. Child ID. And now that we have it like that, we go to match, put it on labels. Why is it collapsing all the time? And now we turn this upside down. Oh, come on. What? Open up. So now we can put also, I don't know, the time. So time. Oh, how annoying is that? It's the first time it does it for me. I'm not putting anything else in there. Okay, so now we have the visualization. So now we can see the winners of the groups, and then we can see who won that, and then we'll see which will win what, and this is the final. Oh, super good, isn't it? So now we have that. I mean, the video is like far too long to continue building this, so I stop here. And on Wednesday, we continue building this. So this 1A to B will update when we start getting some data from FIFA. Okay? So, yeah, it was a long video, my lord. Okay, Power Query is amazing. It's amazing. You can do absolutely anything you want. Like, I don't know, there are a lot of people that do not use Power Query, does not even know that it's there in Power BI. It's a skill you have to have for Power BI. Just give it a go. It's fantastic. You can do so many things, and you can, you know, shape your model so your desk calculations will be so much easier. You have to learn Power Query. Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I'll see you again very, very soon on part 5. Okay, take care. Bye.